Well, you know me and Donghang. We've been a few times on the stage channel. So yeah, he's the man responsible for bringing you 3-star Royal Ghost. So you can just
Wow.
thank him.
Let's do the intros first, since it's the Shield Maiden and FFlacoo's first times here.
Yeah.
Yeah, noobs.
Really excited.
Put them on the spot.
So,
Wow.
introduce yourself. Who you are? Who are you? I know at least one of you has 3,000 trophies, and just hit it. I just saw the video. So, congrats on that one, Flacco.
Thank you, friend. Thank you.
I thought. Okay, no, I didn't reach 3,000.
Jeez.
Just the 3-star Royal Ghost. No, all right, never mind.
Hey, you're using it as well.
Shall I go first, Flacco?
Yeah.
All right. Well, welcome. My name is the Shield Maiden. I'm still figuring out the username, but yeah, I am a content creator on YouTube and been enjoying the game since I think it's been since October now, and very excited to be here and ask you guys my questions about the game that I really love to play. So yeah.
Well, yeah. As y'all know, I'm Flacco. I've been doing content creation since I think on May, and I started playing the game since like the day it came out, like literally the day, second day it came out, you could say. But yeah, I've been just enjoying the game. Fell in love with the game when I first started and everything. So yeah, I've been really enjoying doing content lately. If you guys want to check some dance move, you already know where to check me out on my channel.
Yeah, so Flacco loves to introduce make intros for his videos where he's like dancing to various tracks, and it's awesome. I'm always like just freaked out. I'm like, is he gonna get copy strike or like what's going on with his videos? But I trust Flacco to know
It's
he's
worth
doing.
the risk. It's worth the risk.
Entertainment.
Awesome. Well, you know me and Donghang. We've been a few times on the stage channel. So yeah, he's the man responsible for bringing you 3-star Royal Ghost. So
Wow.
you can just thank him.
We got him.
We got
Yeah. We won't talk too much about it. But shall we start?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it just started the time. Yeah.
Sure. I guess the first thing we wanted to say is like our thoughts on the update. I think overall pretty much everyone within the community has agreed that this update was a true success. The game just as a player, the game is way more fun, and I think that's really what it comes down to. And less RNG definitely makes winning in Clash Mini more meaningful. You've played certain troops, you've upgraded, and everything kind of falls into places. So that is also one aspect that was definitely amazing to feel. And as a ranked player myself, it's I love pushing on ladder. Now ladder is way more. You get matched up with people that are in the same league as you, which makes matchmaking really feel like a true ladder. So that's wanted to give you guys props on this update and overall. Yeah.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with CSE. That the game has turned actually way more fun, in my opinion. This is the first time. This is the highest trophy push I ever in Clash Mini. I've been enjoying. I like the way the system works on Trophy Road as well. That at the end of the day, once you reach like 3K trophies, you get a special reward as exclusive, like an avatar or something. It could be an avatar skin or even a emote. The point is to grind. The way also the battle pass is implemented, the way like you have to grind to get that Grand Warden or any mini a new hero. I like the aspect of that grind that you have to do to actually unlock the specific stuff. So I gotta give my props to you guys that you guys did amazing on Trophy War and the battle pass, and the game becoming way more fun.
Yeah.
Well, Donghang, how do you feel about the game? How's the vibe?
Yes, let's note out that this update is is very good in my perspective.
Mm.
And also as a player, I'm really enjoy play these games because I haven't played after update 6
Yeah.
to be honest.
Same here.
But I come back to play these games in update 7 and play a lot.
Yeah.
Yes, I nearly 3,000 trophy as well. But I figure out that my opponent is really strong. That it's hard for me to beat them easily. So
Yeah.
I'm struggle now because I'm eager for the new errata for me to prove I'm strong enough.
Yeah.
Because as a game designer, I have to prove that I'm reached 3,000 trophy. But I'm really struggle because I stuck in about 2016 for about three days. So
2,600.
yeah, 2,600. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm at 1,800. I have ways to go. But one thing from community manager perspective is that I've noticed also quite a bit of like just the team members reactivating to the game, like playing the game much more actively and much longer. Because what happens very often is that we're all busy, right?
Yes.
And so, like playing the dev build all the time, like testing the game, and then also playing the live version of the game, and then also sometimes even playing like a brand new account to see how we've changed the game for the new players, and we get lost in that. And what I've noticed is that a lot of team members, but also non-team members in Supercell, have been playing the game much more actively for a much longer period of time, which is a very, very good indicator that the game is much more fun and there is much more things to do throughout the pass, through the trophies, through unlocking Grand Warden, whatever your objective is, right? And so the game is becoming much more kind of like longer term polished in a way. So like, for example, I don't really have like a goal to get the skull avatar unless like I really go crazy with the game, but my goal is to kind of like just level things up, get open some boxes, get some more skins and stuff like that. It's kind of like a much more casual kind of approach. So I think the game is doing really well on that overall front. So overall, the vibe of the update, pretty positive. Like, and I don't want to be the I told you so guy, because I was also in your position where I was very skeptical about the no movement change, but we knew what we were doing. We knew that this is going to be the move to make. So yeah.
Yes.
right.
From the game design perspective, remove the movement about these games is very essential.
Yeah.
Because when we play Clash Mini before, we always will figure out that I don't know how to win or I don't know how to lose, because the decision you're making is not impactful enough.
Yeah.
Because you cannot figure out what's going on because of lots of elements in the gameplay. But you remove the movement, that will make you every decision is really clear.
Yeah.
And every decision is very impactful. So the decision making is very effective, is very important for a strategy game. Then you will figure out the gameplay is much better than before, even though just a very small chance. But still, I have to say that we still we're still in the early stage of about the new gameplay because of the non-movement.
Yeah.
Based on the non-movements, we still have lots of room to design a lot of new gameplays and the new minis for which will be very fixed with the gameplay.
Yep.
So I believe that we still have a lot of potential for the game design part. And also, we after play about 1 month with the Willman and we also figure out some problems, and we'll fix the problems in the future if we have a chance. So I think everything is going on very well in current stage, and I feel very confident about the game for the future, especially for the game design. We just entered a new, a new zone.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, you guys go ahead and ask us any concrete questions then regarding the
Yes.
I think we should. The first topic would be definitely about talking about the core gameplay changes. One of my first question for you guys was about the waiting strategy. I'd love to get your thoughts on that. Is that something that's healthy for the game? Making the I feel like right now maybe you could be punished by making the first move. So what are your thoughts on that?
It's not healthy, to be honest. But as you mentioned, we don't have too many units or minis that can get a strong benefits when you put the minis on the board at first. That is a problem. So because when you place your minis on the board, you didn't get enough advantages for your team, and also you expose your position, which will be a biggest disadvantage for such kind of the gameplays right now. So waiting strategy is definitely not a healthy situations right now. We will find some solutions that can help to eliminate such kind of the strategy, but also we'll keep the rating strategy as an option.
Yeah.
Because everybody can have their choice to choose different strategy, but we will have something to counter this strategy. For example, just we can make a unit that if you don't spend your elixirs, this unit can steal your elixirs when he on the board. Such kind of the units, or after each round, this unit will get more powers after each round. So you have to put a unit at first to get enough benefits. So we still need more units in the future to make the strategy more virus, and the player will have a different choice. No matter the first play strategy or the rating strategy is up to you guys. But currently we don't have enough units. Actually, you mentioned we still test, as I mentioned, we still test the gameplays right now, and this gameplay have been confirmed. So in the future, we will add more units that have a different strategy, and waiting strategy is not the only one option.
Yeah, I mean, like, I also have noticed that this strategy only really is used by like a higher end players sometimes. But it's also like it's very risky as well. And it's but for the new players, I don't think they even think about this.
Yes.
So let's kind of like distance ourselves from like the top 1000 versus like the rest of the game, rest of the players that are like kind of like just thinking to have fun with the game. But yes, I mean, like for example, Rosa, I think on day 1 on update 7 tweeted at me. It was like, hey, like this is going to be a problem, and I was like, yeah, I mean, it will be. we knew this even before the update came out, but it isn't you know, like, it is not such a problem to such a degree where we need to like kind of like hot fix it, right, in a way. So I think, like, you know, I'm still seeing like high ranked players like very much going like playing game properly. So it's not really kind of like almost like a abusive way of playing the game. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So to this question, I want to start off with, a lot of people are not a huge fan of the gaining more elixir after losing. It's like a fake back and forth feeling. Any plans of reworking the system, or do you guys think the system is fine right now?
Currently, the system is fine for me because I have a more chance to revert the battle. But I do figure out that some players think that because of such kind of the system, so it's very hard to make the 3-0 match. And also every time we have to play this game until the 5 rounds. This is another problem. But we will have a more text about this elixir systems, and to see whether we should reduce the reward about the elixirs or even remove the elixirs feedback. So that's it.
We've talked about having extra rerolls cost elixir before, right?
Yes, Actually, yes, we do have such kind of a version.
Yeah.
But this is a very interesting question, and maybe you guys can have some ideas about whether we can use rolls with the elixir.
Yeah.
We can provide more elixir to you guys, but each reroll you should use your elixir.
Yeah, that was going to be.
I think in our test, internal test, some team member figure out that it's too complicated, and sometimes it's really struggles to use elixir to pick up the units you want, and this feeling is very terrible. Yes, but it's more strategy. It's more trade-off.
Yeah.
And this is the advantage. We make these games more strategy compared to rerolls with the token, right? Yes, but this is a very interesting question.
Yeah.
All right. My next question is going to be about a magic tile in particular. Just a transform tile. The transfer time really definitely feels like gambling. I think it was Shiyu who placed his hero on a transform tile, and it would pop out a random 4 elixir mini. It was pretty hilarious. But maybe any plans to make it more like what you're committing or you're going into for the magic tile? Oh.
Yes, I received lots of feedbacks about transform tile, and even though when I decide to make this tile in our teams, I received lots of feedback, and some of them are hating this tile because it's too IMG, as you mentioned, but I feel like that we should have a tax to see the player the feelings about this tile, because in my perspective, the initial ideas, we don't want to let the player to feel too overwhelming about the games, because based on the tile rotation, you have to build your deck based on different tile every day. So transformed tile is a bit, how to say that, is a bit fun without we can also say without too much strategy.
Do you want to have your games wacky? Well, time to get wacky with the tile. It's like kind of like you don't have to play it, man. Like you don't have to play it. Like you just, if you don't want to risk it, don't risk it. Execute a strategy accordingly. Yeah, like it will introduce RNG to your opponent.
Yes.
And it will wreck you with like 3-star P.E.K.K.A. or something. But like, that's the. And I think the whole point, everything comes back to like, you have 50% chance to get this tile, and it's still a ranked game. So some people may not like this, because then you're introducing RNG into the kind of rank climbing system, right?
Yes. So we want to give some IMG, to be honest, in this tile, because we want to make the player feel very overwhelming about every day, because you should build your decks based on different tile. So, but from the community feedbacks and also my personal feeling after play with different players, I also think this tile is not successful, to be honest, because in the high rank, I don't know the new player what's the idea about the new player, but in my perspective, because I over 2,000 trophies, every time I play with this tile, I figure out no anyone want to place his minis on this tile, because build your deck, you have your own strategy.
Yeah.
But let your one unit on this tile will make the ING, and maybe even though you have one cost more the units, but still destroys your strategy. So this is a problem. We will try to fix this tile in next update, or even remove this tile. But let's see more feedbacks about this. At least at this moment, we figure out such kind of IMG is not successful enough. Maybe in the future, if the tile in the late 2 row, in the back 2 rows, it definitely will be a range. If we in range minutes, if we in the front 2 rows, definitely will be a minute to control the IMG to make this tiles more strategy. This is also another way to polish this tile. But at least right now, in my perspective, is not successful enough compared to others.
Yeah, I can definitely agree on that. So this question is actually from Gas Tomo. Plans to fix the tiebreakers. So basically, like saying I play Waymaster in a specific tile, and if my opponent plays Waymaster at that exact tile, how do you guys determine who wins that mirror matchup? Or you guys have ways like to fix this issue?
What is
Tiebreaker, when everybody has the same health in the same position, the same
tiebreak? What's the tiebreak?
sudden death.
Or sudden death decision.
Yeah.
Who will win the game?
Yeah.
Yes, it's another big problem that existing for a long time, even though it's existing at the first launch about the Clash Minute. So it's the original the rules about who will win the game is based on who killed the first minute at first.
Yep.
Yes, but it seems sometimes it doesn't work, and also I cannot figure out the reason. But the basic rule about this who will win the game is who killed the minute at first. But if you don't have the minute, just like two barbarian can have a battle each other.
Yeah.
And they die at the same time. Who will win the games? Because there's no any other minutes to kill.
Yeah.
This may be based on the field. Actually, in our games, you have the home field and also away home fields. So if you're home field, you will win the game. If you away the home field, you will lose the game.
But there is no indicator of that.
But you don't have any indicator to know you are in the home field or away the home field.
Yeah.
So this is another problem that player feels very how to say it, feels confused about the rule. This is another issue that we want to tackle it out in the next update.
Well, thankfully, situations where like one hero versus one hero isn't extremely common, but I know there's been plenty of situations where people are super confused. And trust me, guys, like I have reported like multiple bug reports where people are sending me a bunch of clips, like YouTube clips, tweets, everything else about like, you know, why did I lose? Why did I win? Or like what happened here, right? Like why is tiebreaker so unpredictable? So yeah, it's definitely a problem, and we need to investigate this very seriously. Fun fact: it is summer break, which means that like 90% of the team is off. So it's like only me and Donghang are pretty much sitting like in the office right now. So it's like let's give it 1 more week or so until the engineers come back, and we need to figure this one out.
Yeah, so we need to talk more about this. And in the future, so the home fields and the away home field will be very important for the game. So we will figure it out and set a very clear rules to players.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next question I have is plans to sell and upgrade during the rounds. Like, let's say if I upgrade my swordsman first match, right? And I put an upgrade on it, and once the match starts and I see that my swordsman, that was not a great idea to upgrade my swordsman to level 1 star. Is there a way to undo an upgrade?
Currently not. But this is another I see demand from the players. So we will see how to figure it out. If you upgrade this minis, and you want to sell these minis before the battle.
Yeah.
So because in our first initial thoughts about the non-movement, because we want the player to make the decisions really clearly, and don't want to change the decisions anymore. But in my perspective, even though in my perspective and from my gameplay experience, I sometimes have such kind of demands. I want to reverse my strategy and I want to sell these units before the battle. Yes, we will talk this with the engineer and maybe provide some kind of rules.
And
to be honest,
Go ahead.
Just a small thing. Like, just today it happened to me. Like, I had a swordsman, and I realized, like, I want to have swordsman, but I then dragged another one on top, and they upgraded, and I was like, man, I wish I could just like undo that one upgrade before the match started. So it's like, not even like just during my placement round, I put swordsman, and then I was like, I accidentally or whatever like upgrade him, and I'm like, no, I want 0-star version. Let me just undo that part, right? Like that, I feel like could be something that is maybe an option. But once the match starts, like game over, right? Like whatever you did, done, right? Like like that, so to me that is much more reasonable, because you're not introducing RNG. But like if you're upgrading 2 stars and then 1 star, and then you upgrade to 2 stars, and then next round it's another 2-star, like then your opponent is gonna be like, wait a minute, now he has boast, what the hell? Like that would be much more RNG-ish to me.
Because this thing is not easy to reach, because it's related to the UI and UX. It's not easy for us to tell player you can reverse 1 star, you can reverse these minis. So we will think about how to tackle all these problems. But yes, I received lots of feedback about this question.
I guess my last question to finish the core gameplay topic is, will we see any other major core gameplay changes in the coming updates, or are we arriving to a polished version of the core gameplay in Clash Mini?
We will see some more. You mean based on this? Based on non-movements core gameplays, we will have more gameplays based on this. My answer is yes. Yes, there's no doubt we will have more designs for the non-movements. As I mentioned, no matter the units, no matter the game rules. For example, just like heroes. Maybe some people will figure out that hero is not as important as your imaginations, especially in the high tier players. Especially when the game's in the late round, hero is useless. But we want to make the hero as important as also have new skills, or even have power progressions like the minis in the battle. So we will try to add more gameplay. And also, as I mentioned, that currently place new minis on board has lots of disadvantage. Why the placements have not enough benefits for the team. So we also want to add some benefit when you to encourage the player to place more units on board and let the gameplay becomes balanced. Like as you mentioned, waiting strategy and the first play strategy, which one you want to choose. This is a trade-off, and make the games becomes more strategies and have lots of options to choose.
But also, like, just expect more mechanics that are kind of like also original. So similar to Pink Fury being able to be powerful based on the amount of elixir that you have unspent.
Yes, these units this new mechanics we will have lots of.
Yeah, so expect something that's not going to be just like, oh boy, another unit that stacks attack speed, kind of thing. Like, we're done with this kind of stuff. We're gonna do something more original than that. Yes. So there's gonna be plenty of that kind of stuff next update.
Okay. Yeah. So now a big topic that the community has is frenzy mode. Now, any plans of reworking frenzy mode so it happens maybe later in the matchup? Because a couple content creators said like after the 30 seconds is over, after the round ends, there's like 5 seconds or 10 seconds of frenzy mode. How you guys feel about that?
In my perspective, the frenzy time, I think the normal battle time is a bit short.
Yep.
Yeah, in my perspective. So maybe we will add more battle times before the frenzy times. So I think 10 seconds for frenzy time is fine to me, but it come a little bit early in my perspective. Sometimes my strategy have not carried out and then the frenzy time is coming. When the frenzy time is coming, yes, maybe it destroyed my strategy. So we will think about whether we should add more time for the normal battle. And also as the principles of the frenzy times, yes, I received tons of feedbacks about how to set the frenzy times. Yes, the main arguments for the frenzy times maybe is how to trigger the frenzy times. There's a two ways to trigger the frenzy times. Is one is all the things after the frenzy time should be follow the rules, or the thing or if the abilities or the effects before the frenzy time is not follow the rule. I don't know whether I explained it.
I think I
Yeah,
understand.
so there was a discussion between segregating abilities, cast speed and attack speed and movement speed and all of these things, so we can have very clear indication on like what does frenzy actually increase, because sometimes things also like can get out of control if like casting speed and attack speed and movement speed all get increased but at the same time, and things can be broken, just like our favorite mini right now in the meta. So yeah, there is some discussion between like having animations kind of like having animations being split from like the actual attack speed, stuff like that. So we do know that this is an issue. And so yeah, extending for the frenzy time to be longer and also tweaking it further, because I think frenzy again, it's a new mechanic for a new update. It takes time for us to kind of tweak it to a perfect state.
Yes,
but I do believe that like you guys wanted to make a frenzy mode where basically it's not immediately into like kind of sudden death, but it just makes everything just much more exciting and just like much more fun to kind of like end the game instead of like relying on sudden death, because sudden death wasn't satisfying at all.
Yes, because after the values the stage rework, some as you can see, some units have tons of HP. If we don't add the frenzy time, there's no doubt you cannot kill the Mega Knight, or you cannot kill the Shield Maiden. Every time I play Shield Maiden, and everybody have to wait for the sudden death. There's another issue, and also frenzy time can reduce this impact and also add more exciting for the gameplay. That's a reason I believe that frenzy time should be added in current gameplay. But sudden death has a lot of problems, as I mentioned, especially. Just I mentioned, the key argument is the ability cast during the frenzy time or before the frenzy time. This is and whether should follow the rules. This is a very important argument. For example, if your Mega Knight casts the ability, the super, in the 90 seconds, then you will make the enemies become 3 seconds stunned, and then after one second, frenzy time is coming. Should these stuns follow the frenzy times or not? This is a key problem about the frenzy times rule settings. I received a lot of feedbacks. Even those in our teammates and also our college in our companies, some people believe that all the ability cast in the frenzy time only the ability cast in the frenzy time should follow the rules. Before the frenzy times, like in the 90 seconds, the Mega Knight cast the super should not follow the rule. And also some player believes that all the things should follow the rules if in the frenzy time. It's not based on the cast movement. It's just based on the time. So this is a very important argument. We will tackle it out in the future, but currently I do believe that they have different pros and cons for different settings.
Okay. To follow up, will you guys be looking into changing the frenzy stat buff? I'm saying that because, well, I think one of the most important one is the hit speed boost by 3 times, which makes some unit, and I'm not going to say one in particular, but hit really fast. And is that something you would be looking into, maybe fine tuning the stats of the frenzy boost?
3 times attack speed boost is fine for me, but the problem is just for the royal goals, because this mechanic is too fixed. It's 100% fixed with the royal goals, and then with the royal goal it becomes unstoppable during the frenzy times. So we will think about how to make the royal goals more balanced, because in my perspective, if you let the royal goals rise in the frenzy times, there's no doubt that royal goals should have his power. But the initial idea is that we don't want to make the royal goals has such kind of HP and can survive for such kind of long time, about more than 20 seconds. So this is another problem that I mentioned, that I think the normal battle time is a bit short.
Yep.
Because then to make the because of the short of the normal battle times, so the royal goals will have a more chance to survive for the frenzy time. So this is our problems. We will think about these questions in the overall perspective, and think how to set the rules about the frenzy times, like I mentioned, like you mentioned.
All right. Well, you guys quickly mentioned that abilities casted before frenzy. That was a small issue to kind of dictate whether it should follow frenzy time or not. But so, what is your stance? Do you guys do you think it should follow frenzy? Like an ability, as you said, Mega Knight jumps 1 second before. What should happen during the frenzy time? What would be the best option?
Right now, we choose the first one. We choose the current versions.
Okay.
The ability cast before the 10 seconds before the frenzy time should not follow the frenzy times rules.
Right.
So the minutes should be stunned about 2 minutes. About 2 seconds. In the frenzy times.
It can feel like 2 minutes. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, it can feel like 2 minutes, to be honest.
All right. Now moving on to the new player experience. I just wanted to know if, according to you guys, the new players in general are being overwhelmed with this no movement, or has their experience with the game improved overall? You mentioned, Frame, that people were coming back to the game and playing for a longer time. Is that something you see in the data, maybe like player attention, things like that?
I think the numbers overall are good. And also, like, because we opened up in UK, the new players definitely are getting the game much better. The thing is, I also answered this on my YouTube channel. We still have a problem. We still have a problem where if you try to make a new account right now and you start playing the game, within 20 hours, you're going to unlock so many minis, so many upgrades.
Yeah.
You're going to upgrade your hero so many times, and you're going to be like, what have I done again? You're going to miss like half of the stuff, And I think that is a bigger problem. Yes. And so update 8 is going to be focusing on that. We want to onboard players much better. There are some minis like Spear Goblin, which is much more straightforward mini with a Clash ability, versus Ice Wizard with a Clash ability on the 3rd star. Like, it is very clear skill gap difference between you knowing how to use an Ice Wizard properly with the 3rd star versus using a Spear Goblin that just throws the freaking spear. Like that's like, and we want people to get minis that are easy to learn first, and then slowly progress through the game and unlock the minis that are much more complicated, like Pink Fury, right? Like, I don't think if you give somebody Pink Fury on day 1 of the game, they're gonna have much fun, And so same as Grand Warden. Like, this dude is definitely not made for new players. It's like okay, wait, he buffs the shield, but then when the shield breaks, by the time you explain it, you lost the person, right?
Yeah.
So we cannot have this kind of experience. But for you guys that are invested into the game, that have been playing for a month, 2 months, 3 months, 90 days, 180 days,
Yes.
that's the content that you're gonna try to go for.
Yeah.
And so we want just very straightforward to kind of like progressively introduce these minis to the players and heroes as well. And then once they've reached a certain amount of trophies, certain amount of days played, then they're going to be like, oh, okay, now I'm using these minis and these heroes to actually like compete in the end game. And that's not yeah.
Could it be a bit similar like to Clash Royale, where like at a certain point of trophies you would unlock, as you mentioned, basic minis, basic heroes like the Barbarian, the Spirit Goblin, the Knight minis that are pretty straightforward, or would that be a way to like not overwhelm new players? Make sure they have
I mean, it's not going to be the exact same system, obviously. We're not going to be like arena this, arena that, right? Like, but we do want to have like a proper, like clear indicator, like in which day or how much time you're gonna invest to like unlock the minis and stuff like that. So yeah.
Yes. From the gameplay perspective, as you mentioned, non-movement didn't bring too much confusion for the new player.
Yeah,
as I see, because I also see the new player actions radios, and for most of new players, they even didn't know the mini can move.
Yeah.
To be honest, if it's their first time to play the Clash Mini, they didn't figure out the mini can move.
Yeah.
Yes, so it's not a big issue from the non-movement perspective. But as you mentioned, as also Vlad says, the progression system is a bit broken in our perspective.
Yeah.
Maybe it will bring lots of overwhelming for the new player because too much thing to unlock. And also maybe it's too complicated for the player to know all the units at the very first beginnings, and also because all the things provide to the player without a decent progressions, so the player will also lose their goal to continue pursue more units or more minis in the future. I think the new units in the battle pass make a very good example for us, because we can see lots of people who want to Grand Warden or maybe Pink Fury in the future. This is a very decent progression that the player will want to have a new unit with a very good rules, a good progression. But right now for the new players, all the things could be unlocked. And then they don't know unlocked what, and don't know what's the different tiers of the heroes and the minis. So the main issue is the progression systems, and as we mentioned lots of times, we maybe will remove the power of progressions. We maybe will add a new tier for the units in the future, but it haven't been decided yet.
Yeah.
But definitely we will focus on the progression side and make the player have a more smooth experience for these games and have a long-term goal for this game.
So yeah, joking aside, it truly is.
When is that coming out in game?
I made it. I printed it and just cut it. Okay, it's not the real thing. It's not the thing. This should be like purchasable. For the most toxic people.
So another topic I want to get into is events. Some people think that no movement and rumble don't belong together. What do you think about that?
Yes. Indeed, no movement is not good for the not good for the rumbles because you don't know what's your opponent.
Yeah.
You don't know the placements about your enemies. So this is a big issue. And also we think rumble didn't bring too much good experience to the players right now. And also, as you mentioned, rumble will be another big topic in the next update.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So, but to be fair, everybody has seen Spoobs and Moist Potatoes videos. They're very funny. So you can have some fun. You can have some fun with Rumbles for sure. And also, by the way, Rumbles now unlock at level 25 for new players. So it takes like some time for them to unlock Rumbles. I feel like by the time they unlock Rumbles, they're invested in the games to such a degree where they're like, might as well just have some fun in Rumbles. And because they don't give you any trophies or they don't lose any trophies, it's kind of just like a fun break between the games. So at least right now, it's not an issue. I mean, from just like overall progression perspective, but yes, we need to figure out how to make Rumble more fun.
Yes.
Quick question. Will casual mode be back?
You mean unranked?
Unranked.
Yeah, casual. Yeah, the unranked side of.
Probably not.
Oh, probably not.
No?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Okay. And my last thought was just on newer events. I feel like you guys should go even more crazy, even more. Like we've seen now the triple heroes incoming soon, which is going to be really amazing. But for me, that events like adding more elixir or introducing gizmos, I think really events you guys should really go even more crazy. Just a quick thought to make events really feel like a whole different chaotic experience.
Fan has something cooking for the events in update 8.
Okay. All right.
We haven't gotten to a point where we can actually test them yet, but I think in the coming weeks or so we will give them a shot and see how they feel and then give them feedback.
Perfect. Let's quickly go over quality of life, just like a few the bell sound that people have
dude, I know. Like, listen, okay. Everybody, listen to me. Okay, every day I take a metro in Shanghai to go to work and back home. Okay, and so update 7 comes out. Everybody's playing, and I'm the first person to leave the office to go to the metro. I put on my noise canceling headphones that are like very loud with music and podcasts that I listen. And I usually play the game muted, all right? And then everybody can predict what happens next. So I listen to this podcast, and the people are just talking like normal volume. And then suddenly, I'm like, oh, Lord. Like, I literally jumped up. Like, I almost hit like my head against like the ceiling of the train. And I was like, what the heck was that? And I was like, wait a minute, this sound, whoa. Wait a minute, is my game muted? So yeah, immediately I go to the bug section of our chat in our company. I say, listen guys, this is bad. this is pretty bad. Like this one sound that's like,
it's like an alarm
I wish
clock.
it was something else. It's literally this sound like has to be unmuted. And yeah, so basically what happened was there was a bug. With our audio lead, he was integrating a bunch of new sounds, and he did integrate it correctly. However, in doing the integration, it simply there was a huge bug with the system, the way it was integrated. So if we get to a content update, which means like the little loading bar in the game that you get for for the update, we will try to fix that then. So we know since day one. Like it's been like on top of our minds, and it's already been fixed. We just need to wait for the patch to come out.
Awesome.
Okay. Next question that I have for quality of life. This is actually a question from Shui Main. Plans to add back rerolls to daily and seasonal quests, because some you can't reroll those quests. And let's say you gotta like battle healer, you gotta win battle healer 5 times in a row. It can be frustrating for some players that have to play those decks.
Yeah. I talked to this about with Shuai. Shuai is like our quest meta progression designer, and so basically, we talked about this. I know that we said we removed quests where you have to use a specific mini to do the thing, whatever. And then we had a discussion because he's new and he kind of introduced this again. And we talked about this, like, should daily quests be rerollable and weekly quests be rerollable, or should we...
Season quests.
And season quests as well. Or should we make them simply as straightforward as, like, just play the game and you're going to accomplish them.
Most of the quests are just...
Which, most of them are like this. It's like you log in, you play a duel, you're going to complete something, right? Like that's the default. And so we kind of agreed that, like, yes, we should introduce more quests that are like that. And we should, like, make quests that are actually fun to play and shouldn't need a reroll. Reroll basically means I hate this quest, give me another one. And, like, if that is the case for any quest, that quest shouldn't exist. All right. Like, so in case you haven't noticed, we have already tweaked this quest a little bit. So first version of it was win, I think a round or a match. I forgot what was it with the battle healer. Now it's only play matches with battle healer, so it's a little bit easier. so it's not like the end of the world that you have to use battle healer, but unfortunately, if it was like a royal ghost, that would be like a much more fun quest. Am I right? So, like, it comes up with like a little bit of an issue because right now battle hero isn't the optimal mini, right? So,
a bit underwhelming.
Yeah. So yeah, we know, and we will try our best to introduce more quests and also tweak the whole quest experience, because we know, for example, the seasonal quests keep going. So, for example, if you haven't played a single day of Update 7 and you log in now, you're going to have, like, I don't know, 40 seasonal quests to complete, and some of them are going to be the same. So basically, you are going to be able to really quickly, like, go through mini pass. You're not going to be able to, like, get Grand Warden on day 1, but you're going to go real quick. So we know this is a problem, and it will be a problem until Update 8 at least, where we need to kind of like optimize this experience. It isn't ideal.
All right. Moving on now to balance changes. First of all, I want to give props to you, Donghang, because now heroes don't play such a huge part. At least they're all weaker, and that makes the game way more enjoyable. Meaning, like, it's not rock paper scissors anymore. Before, for example, one example was before the Nova Moons, Shield Maiden against Archer Queen was like a very, very difficult matchup. And now, since all the heroes are weaker, it's more depending on like minis, positioning, which you upgrade. So that is definitely something I wanted to highlight, which is a great. You had to bounce out to like 30 minis and 10 heroes, and besides maybe of course the Royal Ghost, a few minis in particular, you did a pretty great job. So that's what I want to say. And now my question is, metas are now more dictated towards like minis than heroes. So is that something you wanted to have happen when you were doing the bounce changes?
Yes, this is what I want at the very first beginning. Before I make the stage rework for the update 7. Because it's very hard to balance the power of the heroes and the minis. If we make the power of the heroes very strong, then there's no anyone who want to place mini at the first 2 rounds. Imagine this situation. This is more terrible. Because hero is very strong, and also hero have no progression during the battle. So making the hero become stronger than lots of 4 cost 3 stars minis will be a bit boring, especially for the first two for round, because putting minis on board don't have too much impact for the hero, because the first two round is a battle for the hero. So this is an issue that I have to balance. And second one, as you mentioned, with the game goes through and the plays in the late round, hero become weaker and weaker, and it didn't play a very important role for the gameplays right now. So this is another issue. So I think that the best way to make the hero become stronger enough that hero also have a progression during the battle, and make the gameplay become smoothly, because it's very hard to balance with such kind of with the fixed state and the values for to that can solve the problems I mentioned. It's very hard. It's impossible, to be honest, because if we set the hero with the same state, everyone with the same state, the heroes cannot match the two problems actually I mentioned. So maybe in the future, I just say maybe in the future, hero can get new skills in the battle. Hero can get more states in the battle. Then the hero can still have more powers and progression during the battle to make the game's balance. Yes, as you mentioned that, but right now, I definitely, because of the rating strategy, we know these issues a lot. We know the issue before the update, to be honest. So I don't. I have to make the hero become a little bit weaker than the than the minis, especially weaker than the 4-star, but 4 cost 3 stars minis. This is my initial idea. Otherwise, they play too much important roles. Then the first 2 rounds will be a very important, terrible experience for players.
So this is what you kept in mind when you were doing balance changes? You wanted heroes to feel like good 4 elixir 3-star minis? That's...
No, for this update.
No. Okay.
I think I cannot use the state to revert such kind of situations. Okay. But I still think, even though some heroes may be a little bit weaker than the full stars 4 cost units, but still play a very important role, like the Grand Warden, like the Pink Fury. They have their unique mechanics. But some, like the Ultra Queen, have the invisible for the team. So I think it's still in the balanced way, but as you mentioned, just a little bit weaker than some units.
Okay.
That's I agree.
All right. Well, I guess so. The last topic would be about the future. Maybe more in particular, update 8. What's next is and back in, I think it was the May stage channel, I think Frame, you mentioned that update 8 would focus on the meta of Clash Mini, so how to progress within the game. Is that still the main focus for the next update?
Yeah, obviously, as I mentioned, we have ways to go to introduce players to the new minis, to the way of playing the game, to the skill gap, and kind of like filling that skill gap from like a complete new player to this kind of genre of games into like actually being a decent player in this game. And all the features, all the mini reworks, all the new minis and heroes are gonna try to like fulfill that mission. Me and a fan just finished drafting a script for Small Talk, and it's big. It's very big.
Oof.
Like we have like 5 sections, like 5 actual like major sections we have to cover. From like and also like, so the thing is, we want to also visualize it in this Small Talk, like how the new meta is going to feel and look like moving forward for the new players. So kind of like, from first day, what you can expect until like you are been playing the game for a month or 2.
Yeah.
And that involves like, do you have a motivation to log in daily, outside of like daily login rewards, stuff like that. Like, do you have like a clear motivation on like where do you go next? What kind of minis do you unlock? what kind of skins can you get, what kind of emotes can you get, like, and all of these things need to kind of come together and then be able to compete and push trophies higher, but also like at the same time having a very long-term motivation, not just like, oh, I'm gonna log in, finish the mini pass, and once I'm done then I wait for another one, right? Like I don't think that is still very short term. Like
Yes,
we are motivated. Like if this game were to have like a chance to be global, like we would like have to make a game that could like be played for 10+ years. You know, it's like not just like our first few months, like that. We're not interested in this.
Yeah.
So we're trying to make something that actually makes sense on the grand scheme of things. So having more cosmetics to chase, because again, as we mentioned, like if the power is not going to contribute to motivation to grow so much in the game anymore, then cosmetics have to be, and unlockables and the sets of like different kind of minis, the themes, the different kind of boxes that you can, like, you know, different kind of like sets that you can get, just like in the real world, like Toy Story. You know, it's like you want to collect everything from one series, right? You know, when I was a kid, I always missed Donatello as one of the final Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I was like, man, like, what is this? Like, and so I was begging my parents to give me the final Ninja Turtle so I can play with that one. So that kind of feeling of like you're actually wanting to complete a set of minis and kind of like then see what's next. What is the cooler stuff that I can get is very, very key to this update. And I think outside of that, there is still plenty of things going on, but I think this is the meta update, and it is so critical to us that we also need to introduce a lot more content to it. So yeah, that's why it's gonna be big. And once, I mean, I don't know how much of a sneak peek it is, but we are probably not going to hit the 3 months of update 7 time that we intended. So there is going to be an additional time needed for development of update 8, which is probably going to go over October. We don't know exact dates yet, how much that's going to take, but we need to take our time. And because of the amount of work and the scale of this update is something that we've never seen before. On the pieces of content that it's insane. Like,
yes, to be honest, this is the reason that I didn't take a break.
Yeah.
Now, because it's huge content I have to make.
Yeah.
To meet the progression and to meet the meta.
Yeah.
So yes, definitely there are lots of new contents will come here, no matter the units or the gameplay size. So
yeah.
But all the things is based on the meta. So as Vlad says, they probably is a meta's update, but with a huge content.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because we need to fill in the gap, right? Like, you know, like if we say like, oh, okay, so the new players are going to unlock these minis in this amount of time, then what do we have for the end game? Like, not much, right? Like,
yes.
so like, you know, if let's say like 50% of the game is unlockable in the first few weeks, then like what do end players actually have left, right? So we need to kind of like just distribute things evenly, which also means introducing more minis and heroes. So give us some time. And we'll have a lot.
We'll have a lot of content.
Yeah.
Yes, and also from the design perspectives, because all the things can be unlocked at the very first beginning, so we cannot make different tier for the different units.
Yeah.
So it's very hard for me to design some very unique mechanics for the player to understand how the game took place, and also design some very special mechanics for the high core player to enjoy the game, to have more skill. Yeah. So, but after the metas rework and also the progression rework, I can design more complicated units in the high tier player.
Exactly.
For the high tier player.
So let's say if update 9, 10, whatever, like, you know, those post updates would definitely focus on like the things that like you guys care about. Because at that point we assume, and our assumption hopefully is right, that we have solved the onboarding of the new players, and we can focus on actually making the game, like introducing the features that actually like end game players actually care about, polishing the game, making the game much more clear, fixing all the bugs, and having the game actually be the polished version of the game that we all wanted to have.
Yeah, I can definitely agree. I'm just trying to get something out of you guys. Can you guys give us a hint of what could be the new season theme?
Season theme? Does it even have a theme? I'm not sure that we don't even. I don't even.
We don't even discuss this.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So the reason why there's no theme is because it's easy when you have like 3 new skins, or like three new skins that have like follow similar theme, like ocean and space.
Yes.
But in this update, like, it's gonna be such a mess.
So much.
The amount of content that it's like you can't even slap a theme to it. Like, like OJ was commenting on his like video. He was like, "Oh, it's so funny that they just call their updates like update number, like update 7, update 8." I was like, "Bro, like if you knew like how, like you come to me and let me show you the amount of content, and you give me one word that describes it. Like, please, I'm begging you, because it's like, yeah." It's not possible. Like I'm usually the person that kind of like tries to figure out the names of these things, and that was easy for like some of the updates. But holy moly, update 8 is not going to be possible to be explained in one single word unless it's huge. You know, I might as well just call it that. So yeah.
All right. The last question here. It's a question I legally have to ask. Once the final puzzle, the player onboarding is not fixed, but getting way better and better, would that be the green light for global?
I mean, there is no green light for global. You know, like we decide as a team, are we going global or not? You know, it's like, so update 8 comes out, we still have to spend some time looking at like how the game works. You know, it's like, what's the flow? And that takes time. It's very simple. Like, we need to see like how the new players are behaving. What's the feedback from the existing players? Like, all of these things combined when the game is going to go global. And the answer was, it's based on your feedback. It's based on the new players, on existing players, and the ongoing players. Like, it's not something that like we're like, oh man, like hey, for sure, like, oh boy, like,
there we go.
Like, it's basically saying like, in real world, like it's like almost as if saying like, oh man, if I spend 6 more months working in this company, I can for sure 100% join this company next. It's like, it doesn't work that way, guys. Like, you know, like you cannot predict these kind of things, because who knows what can happen in between. So we don't really think that way. We think like we want to make the best game possible that we want to play and people to really enjoy for like years to come. And that's the mission of Supercell, in case you haven't read Supercell.com recently. So that is the idea, and there is no like secret plan behind the scenes, you know. It's kind of thing. Like, of course, like I thought myself about like, you know, how would Clash Mini global launch would look like. You know, it's like, it's fun to think about these things. You know, you guys can always think about it. Like, you know, what would you like to see happen if the game were to go global? Like, what kind of like worldwide events? And you can always message me, tweet me, crazy ideas, whatever. Like, you know, I'm totally open to this. But there is no like, oh boy, I already made this plan here and just like waiting for it to come out, like boom, bada boom, you know, bing bong, and everything's ready. And it's like, it doesn't work that way. So no, I'm sorry.
Would there be like a big red button to press?
Confident.
Yeah.
Team Red have the confidence to go global.
Yeah.
Okay.
We still believe that there are some not good enough for these games, as you mentioned, like the meta, like more gameplays for the gameplay size. So, but we still have confidence right now. So this is a good size.
Yeah.
And as Velas mentioned, it's a team decision. We also we are developer and also player.
Yeah.
Sometimes if we don't like our game and lose the confidence to develop these games, there's no doubt that maybe we will kill Clash Minute.
Yeah.
But if we have confidence, we will see very positive feedbacks. We have a bright future. We will go continue to make the games better. And until the days, we believe that it's a global game.
Yeah, I mean, right
it's
now,
a Supercell global game.
Yeah, right now we are very happy with the feedback and the amount of people that are playing. So it's good enough for us.
All right, well, that's all our questions.
Oh, question.
I think we
Nice.
managed to fit in all the topics in a bit over an hour. So I guess now it's time for the community questions.
Hands up. All right, we have around, let's say, 20-ish minutes for people to get their hands up. So Draco, if you would please let people get their hands up.
All right, it's up. Remember, everyone, one question at a time. Who's coming up first? So we'll pick it in FFlacoo, then Z, then me. So FFlacoo, who do you want to pick up first?
Let's get in Spoob first.
Spoob, okay.
Spoob.
Spoob, I sent you the invite, by the way.
Oh boy. Is this going to be one of
That
those?
Can you click the
He's
sub
too
button?
busy. He's too busy at the gym doing Zumba.
Oh, no.
Lifting.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, 3, 2,
Well, Spoob.
1.
There we go.
Oh,
There we go.
Who told me I'm
Let's
pulling
go.
in a dude, bro? It is 3 in the morning. First off, I don't have a question. Second off, Flacco, why do you look like an
Okay,
Easter
we
Island
discussed
head,
this
bro?
already.
Okay. Second off, why are you the worst SK player to ever exist? Oh, we're gonna run this best of 3,
Hey.
baby, or this best of 5 for 100 clans.
You already know, Spooby. We are going to run this and end this discussion once and for all. That's what I'm saying.
That's right. Oh, you and your hairline, bro. You and your hairline, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy, bro. I don't know how you look like that, bro. You look like the new redesigned battle healer. It's crazy. It's actually wild, bro. I can't believe it.
We'll see in the matchup.
You look like a substitute teacher. What are you looking like, bro? That's crazy.
Get Spoob out of this state channel. This ain't the question.
No,
What
I'm
the hell?
not leaving.
Moderate this man. There you go. Got moderated. All right.
All right.
Oh, man. Okay, Z, it's up to you.
Well, that happened. I guess I have to pick you. Shuming.
Zooming.
Show me.
It's rare when we get Zooming on the stage.
Morning.
Hey,
Hey.
Good
So,
morning,
okay, my question
Zooming.
is,
Good morning.
so my question is, I want to talk about the Barbarian actually, because obviously he basically got stripped to the bare bones. He literally has nothing now. So, can you guys tell us like why that has happened, and do you guys plan on adding at least something back? Just a one little simple unique feature, just something.
Yeah. Yes, for our initial thoughts, why we want to make the Barbarian such kind of versions, because we want to make a benchmark for the player to know what's the values is going on. Basically, Barbarian is the benchmark for the state with the 2 costs.
Yeah.
And also the mini Pika is the benchmark for the 3 costs. And also, we want to reduce the overwhelming for the new player, because the first version Barbarian came with the Clash ability to boost the ATK. It's a bit complicated for the player to understand. So we make a simple version for the Barbarian to make the player to know about this game. And we think we reached the goal, but from the most of people perspective, especially for the core gameplays, they think Barbarian is too underwhelming. It's useless because he cannot do anything. So this is an issue. But maybe in the future, we will add some very special units, or maybe a hero that can boost the units that have no ability.
Yep.
Like if this Barbarian, if the if he have no abilities, he can stay up to the attack speed. This is also a version that you will have a new unit to boost the non-abilities units. This is another option.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, also like Barbarian is also one of the early examples of like a minis that you probably intentionally you're not supposed to use at the high end, because you do unlock him at like the day one, and you can like learn the melee.
Yes,
just the general melee mechanic of like a minis. So yeah, and you just said like mini P.E.K.K.A, similar thing. Even though mini P.E.K.K.A much more useful at the high end, but that's our fault, And so like and also like we didn't really plan for like update 8.
Yes,
so
maybe in the future he will come back.
Yeah,
and it becomes very strong and impactful for the battle.
Right.
So let's see. We have a whole picture for the Barbarian for the units right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like how you talked about how like in the future there's gonna be hero synergies with minis like Barbarian. That's definitely gonna help a lot. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, I am still waiting. I'm waiting for a response for my mini news sound effect in the mini news tab. I'm still waiting for that.
Yeah. Yeah. I have to talk to our audio director about that one.
All right, I'm gonna keep asking. All right, just so you don't forget.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming up, Sir.
Thank you.
Talk to you later.
Okay, it's my turn. I'm gonna pick the guy I see in the feedback channel every single time, Anton.
Uh-oh. Anton.
Hi everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
About trophy rolls, and as I know, every season at 2,000 trophies we have a new skin. That's right. At
trophy, what? Every season. And trophies, new skin.
And these skins are already in the game.
Next time is Wakari.
Siren.
Okay, I see.
No, we don't
yes,
plan
and
to.
My question.
Okay, sure. Let's go ahead.
And my question about the situations where I already have the skin, like I bought it with gems or real money, for example, and I gain it for the second time, and I get like I don't know exact number, 300 crystal coins for that skin, and I think that's not really solid compensation for this skin that I bought maybe for $10 or even more.
Okay. So the question is, I bought Siren for gems or whatever. Now she's available for free in the trophy road. The simple answer is skins will be reshuffled to accommodate the purpose of the new player experience. So, unfortunately, that's one of the benefits of testing a Supercell beta game. So every cosmetic is subject to being repurposed in one way or another. It's a risk that people have to take. Unfortunately, it's not a good answer. It's probably not a satisfying answer. It's not satisfying for me. But it is the fact that, like, so for example, a new mini pass comes out. There is a bundle with skins, right? Like Starlock, whatever. And so, like, eventually, if you're patient, you're going to wait for that bundle to debundle. So then you'll be able to buy Starlock and Nebula separately. Sure. Then, after a few updates, you're going to be able to get them for gems. And then after a few updates, you're going to be able to get them for a discount. And that's like that should be a natural flow of these skins. And for the purpose of like the skins that you can get for gems versus getting them for free in the boxes later versus getting them on a trophy road, we've done this multiple times. So basically the first time we've done it was with Plushie P.E.K.K.A.
Yes.
Which basically was exclusive to season 1, episode 1 of the game. And basically if you were to like buy the pass at that time, you would get Plushie P.E.K.K.A. then. But then we brought Plushie P.E.K.K.A. again into the trophy road, which is the pattern that we've done. So it is unfortunate that we have to do this because we don't have enough cosmetics to play around with to motivate the new players to climb the trophy road in a more compelling way. Is there a plan to like have every single season a new skin introduced inside of a trophy road? I actually don't know. I don't think this was confirmed. I think like the first 1000 or first 800 trophy count is going to be definitely always the same, and then once you go beyond 800 those things will reset. Now to be honest, I have no idea like if we're going to introduce like every single season something brand new. We need to confirm this because it all really depends also on the capacity of the artists. The amount of time that like takes to make a skin, to make an avatar, to make an emote is insane. Considering that we also need to produce a bunch of content that we need to make later for the new update. So we need to balance these things out. Obviously, you know, as a player, I would ideally like to have like high rank each season, an exclusive avatar and stuff like that. But we are not still in a position where we can commit to have this consistently be delivered to players. So unfortunately, like it is what it is, at least in the current state. And if you're not happy with the way we do this right now, like please let us know on Twitter, on the player support channels, and we'll try to figure this one out. But I know it's not ideal flow, you know, like oh boy, here comes Supercell like repurposing another skin for another thing. It's like I know it's not the vibe that you guys expecting. So yeah.
Thank you
for coming up, Anton.
Yeah, thank you so much, Anton.
FFlacoo.
Okay, let's get Mr. Top 3 on the leaderboard right now. That's Global Kishi Bear, the man himself. Let's see if he can accept it. I think he's on his phone.
Oh no.
Yeah. Hopefully he can click the button.
For Abdul, it overlapped on the UI, so he couldn't click it. I remember last time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sometimes
it's
it's a little bit problematic. But yeah, Gishi, please, if you can, accept.
A piece of laptop time.
You're gonna give him a countdown?
Yeah. Who wants to get the countdown?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, sorry, Gishi. You can ask me later on Twitter. No worries. Let's go to another one.
We can go for Sheldon. Sheldon.
Okay.
I just want to say I'm big fans. Yeah. So the goblin skins are they gonna come out next season?
Yeah. The goblin skins should be coming this August 1st, right?
Yeah.
So the dark goblin skin is coming in the pass. And then I'm not sure about the dagger goblin. The dagger goblin one should also go live because the dagger goblin is going to be in the pass.
Also have a new skin.
Yeah, and then the spear goblin. I think that's going to be about. I'm not 100% sure, but yes, goblin skins are the thing in from August 1st. Yes.
Thank you. I just want to say, yeah, I'm big fans.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I cannot wait for the goblin skins to come out.
Yeah, it's very interesting to play.
Yeah,
Enjoy.
I have already made a TikTok of like a goblin skins dancing to a tune. So stay tuned for August 1st TikTok on Clash Mini.
All right, thank you.
Cheers.
Okay.
All right.
Z.
I'll go for Visar K with the one piece.
Oh, got it.
Visar.
Which one?
Oh, if you're not another mobile user, Visa, you have the invite.
No laptop as well.
Come on.
It is not the same user experience on mobile and on desktop. That is fact.
Okay.
So, like Discord isn't.
Oh, they're
consistent.
a mobile user. That's a shame.
Oh no!
Right.
5, 4, 3,
Dang it.
2, 1. Sorry. Alrighty, moving on.
All right.
Ah,
Well, Ollie.
Ollie,
Ollie.
my favorite YouTube person, creator, and tweeter.
Bro's lying. What is good? So, you said in a previous stage channel that you were going to be working on more simpler, simpler skins like Cowboy Archer, I believe was the example. Is that still in the works, or are we just getting these really extreme skins still?
Just an example. I mean, like, yes, ultimately we want to have like a range of gem skins versus like, exclusive skins, and yes, that is still the goal. But again, as we just mentioned, on this very stage channel, we have so much content coming out that we may not have so much capacity left to produce more skins that are just like this and that. It's like we need to also like accommodate for just like ongoing content that's like just like a mini pass that's always there. So then once we do the calculation and revert back to the amount of time that we have left, then we will consider like having diversification between like the top tier and the lower tier stuff, because we need to again create new minis and new heroes first. Like that's the top priority. And believe it or not, the same people that make skins are the same people that make new minis and heroes. So it's not like these people only make skins and these people only make minis. Like no, it's when you say artist in Supercell, you mean a person that does everything from start to finish, like from concept to 3D to like polished visual effects. So yeah, it's just a matter of time. But yes, I want more stuff. I want more things in the crystal boxes as well. I mean, I just recently got Ronin skin, which I completely love, and it's not like something super flashy.
And I'm out here with 10 hero shards.
10? What the heck?
What?
How do you have 10, Z? I have 10,000.
Oh no, I meant with the luck box. The luck box. Like the drop instead of a skin.
I thought you meant in your collection. I thought you were tripping. Alright, peace.
All right, see you later. All right, we are at 5 minutes left, so make these count.
It's my turn already. 5 minutes, okay. I'm gonna pick one of the newest moderators, Thunder.
Ooh! Thunder, welcome!
Hello, Thunder. You're muted.
Hello.
There we go.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, great. So my question was regarding the new boxes or that we can purchase for crystal coins. So is this going to be the main way that we, as free-to-play players, unlock cosmetics in the future? Because as a free-to-play player, I would like to have more control over the cosmetics I unlock.
Yeah, no. So the current boxes are kind of like a temporary solution to a problem, so to speak. But no, yeah. So we will probably still maintain some kind of box system method to get your stuff unlocked, but hopefully it will be much more consistent and reliable. But also a much more reliable way of you getting the things and combinations and bundles of skins and things like that you really want from not just opening boxes, right? So again, as I mentioned, cosmetic progression and getting these things obtainable, and also having like emotes and avatars and all these kind of things kind of connect all together in a way. So it is going to be just one way. So stay tuned for more info. As I mentioned, we just wrote the first draft of our small talk, and we need like all these things to be verified, but by all the designers before we actually can say them on camera, because if we say something wrong, oh boy. so we're still early, but we're working on it.
Right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ever coming up, Thunder. Oh, we have 3 minutes. Time for one more, I think, maybe. FFlacoo.
Well, guess Sketchy, since he's now on a computer now.
Okay. Ishi.
Yo, hello.
What's up,
Are
everybody?
we good?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what's good, everybody? What's good, Flack? What's good, Z?
What's up, man?
Donghang, Frank, Draco, Media.
Yo.
Oh damn.
Hello.
All right. So my question is, I don't know, like an update on when there's gonna be more social features, like friends list, replays mode, or the like replay logs, right? Not just me looking at the current one. I need them all, and spectating too, like live spectating. Any updates?
I don't think we are the right people to know this.
Oh, that's just a fan
because
question?
okay, so no, so funny story. So replays came out just suddenly from one of our engineers. So he was like, "Oh, guys, I've been playing around with like the replay feature, and I just added it. It's in." And we were like, "Wait, what? Like this wasn't the plan? Like we did what? Like what? Like?" And so like yeah, as I said, like the moment we add the replay, the moment people are gonna be like, "Where's my history? Where's my sharing? Where's my like everything?" So that's just like something that like gets opened up. But I don't have the answer right now for you. Like if we want to actually be adding that, or like are the people in the team going to be able to have spare time to add these things to the profiles or to a share option or anything like that? Like I do want this to happen, but it's just a matter of like prioritization. Like of course we will have these features. Like of course we'll have these features at some point if we were to like actually be a long-term game. Like it's not even a question. Like there's zero chance that it's not going to happen.
I think it's no doubt that we'll have such kind of feature if we are going global.
Yeah. So give us some time, man, and I'll let you guys know the moment this. And you are part of the content creators.
Yeah.
So don't worry, you'll know.
Thank you. That's it for me. Later, everybody in the chat. I see y'all. What's up? That's it.
All right, 1 minute. This is literally last question in 1 minute. So
easy, quick. Pick somebody.
I guess Capex.
Capex. Okay.
Capex.
Oh, no,
Capex is a mobile user.
Is he on mobile? No, he said he's on phone.
How about we all tweet after the stage channel at Discord app on Twitter and on X, and tell them that they probably should fix their mobile stage channel experience for the speakers, because like this ain't ideal. 5, 4,
maybe
3, 2, 1.
I guess
we go with Abu Alsaf because he's been like raising his hand like his hand is gonna like fall off.
All right, Abu Alsaf, I sent you an invite. Please tell me you're on PC, please.
Abu Alsaf is the historian of Clash Mini. He has made a bunch of very funny videos on YouTube channel, and I love them.
Come on.
Oh, yeah, I think it might be.
Abu, wake up!
No, he's on tablet. Abdud says.
So maybe on tablet you can. Who knows?
Maybe.
Well, that's everything. I'm sorry, guys. That was you gave you the chance, and that was an awesome stage channel. Thank you everyone for coming. Thank you for taking the time. Everybody, please subscribe to the Shield Maiden and FFlacoo. These guys are awesome. These guys are making like daily content. Like the Shield Maiden makes like this funny series where he's trying to like beat the game with level 1 hero. FFlacoo is highlighting a bunch of crazy decks from other people. He's a huge fan of Skeleton King, even though he hits 3,000 with like Warden. So
Exposed.
I don't want to say it, but like kind of questionable, but yeah, he's asking on. And I would really highly advise everybody to subscribe, and also stay tuned for Small Talk. Okay, when Small Talk. So basically Small Talk is not going to be shot at least for 3 more weeks, because we need time to know what we're talking about. Then after that we're gonna know what we're talking about. Then we're gonna shoot the video, and then we're gonna get it out as soon as possible. In August, we're gonna have another stage channel. I'm not sure who's gonna be on it. Is it gonna be fan? Is it gonna be only me? It's up in the air at this point. So, but yeah, stay tuned for everything that's coming to the game. Give us a feedback. And August 1st, we have Dagger Goblin coming out into the game. Hopefully, he'll be able to stab some more ghosts on his own. We'll see how he does in frenzy mode, because he can snowball also quite a bit. So maybe he's going to be the ultimate counter. And yeah, thank you all for coming.
Thanks
Yeah,
everyone
thanks
for coming.
Thanks for having me.
See you guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.
See you.
We need those
Bye-bye.
pillow emotes.
I know.
You guys
I know.
need to put that.
These are
in the shop.
prototypes. Don't worry. These are very prototype. Stay tuned.
All right.
Talk to you guys later.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.